Well, looks like we lucked out in the weather department from what it could have been.
Yeah, dodged a bullet there. Really, as far as the showers go, they weren't all that intense. We had some strong wind gusts at the MacDill Air Force Base, the strongest one. We recorded 40 miles an hour. It's been windy. We've had some coastal advisories, but that's been about it. So good news on that front. We could use a little bit of rainfall now. The severe weather is occurring, though, near Fort Myers. You see the little area in yellow, and that's down to our south. As a result of that cell there moving into the weather picture, has the potential for producing some gusty winds up to 60 miles an hour, even an isolated water spout associated with it as it makes its way again toward Naples, just north of Marco Island. That's the strongest cell near us, and that's a long way away. So good news is that the severe weather threat was not much. We didn't expect much, but it did not occur here. There were some bigger storms to the north in Sumter County. They had some trees down there as a result of the heavy wind that moved on through. Right now, skies are typically partly cloudy to mostly cloudy right now. Showers are ending tonight, turning cooler on Thursday. Highs will be slightly below the average on Thursday in the upper 60s for the most part. It will feel a little cooler due to the winds, and showers come back on Saturday. It's not a cold front on Saturday. What it is an area of low pressure which will develop in the Gulf and then move across the state throughout the late afternoon and evening. Behind it, skies are clearing. The front itself has cleared the east coast for the most part. It stretches down right across north central Florida. Behind it, the cooler air and drier air. The front itself really isn't through us quite yet, but it will be. And the drier and cooler air will filter in behind it. 71 right now. The dew point's still high at 66 degrees. As this number comes down, that's when you'll know that drier and cooler air is moving in. Winds out of the west-northwest at 16. Those winds will also veer to more northwesterly direction late tonight. The high today was still warm, 78 degrees and not close to the record, and the normal high at 73. 67 the morning low. 54 is our average low temperature, and 31 the record set in 1971. Zip as far as rainfall goes for the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. There were some areas that picked up a very brief amount of rain for a short period of time, getting up to about 1/10 of an inch. Temperatures right now across our region anyway, low 70s. The Gulf water temperature is still a very warm 72 degrees, 74 in Arcadia, 75 in Sebring, Lakewood Ranch at 73. Well, here's the wind forecast through tonight, anywhere from 15 to almost 20 miles an hour at times out of the northwest. It will be a breezy night. And then tomorrow, still anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour. So again, breezy conditions, especially along the coastline. The advisories will more than likely be lifted for boaters tomorrow, but still rough going out there as a result of the winds and waves still kind of kicking up a bit. Well, here's the futurecast. Tomorrow morning at 6:30, indications are that we'll see some clouds still around, mixture of sun and clouds throughout the start of the day. And then that all kind of moves south as high pressure builds in behind the front. We'll see a sunny day, as I said, cool and breezy, however, as a result of that high pressure ridge moving in and the cooler air sinking. And then the area of low pressure starts to gather out in the western Gulf of Mexico on Friday, eventually changing things up for us on Saturday. Well, the national satellite imagery showing the storm winding down over the northeast, Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, getting some snowfall there, even up into Buffalo. Temperatures currently 20s in places like Detroit and Toronto and Cleveland. 36 in Boston now, 64 in Denver. And if you factor in the winds, it feels much colder in Toronto, 10 there, Detroit at 18, and 20 in Cleveland, Chicago at 25 degrees. Where for boaters, it will be breezy tomorrow. North winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas still up there, 3 to 5 feet with a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. Water temperature, there it is, 68 degrees for beaches for high tomorrow. We'll see some sunshine around, and the UV index will be at 8. Low tide upcoming 10:20 tonight. The showers ending, low of 61. Tomorrow, cooler, highs in the upper 60s. We'll have gusts at time up there at 25, but generally northwest winds 10 to 15. The extended forecast calls for a nice day on Friday, 72, and then clouds and showers gather on Saturday. Rain chance at 50%. High temperature staying warm after that, though. Sunday looks to be the best of the 2 days over the weekend.